Hey there, it's Jason. I just want to show off a thing I've been working on. It's in Pure Data, just this kind of synthesizer. So it has controls for you can kind of boost or cut the fundamental, the even harmonics or the odd harmonics. So here I just have the fundamental crank. So now I'll show the even. And if you look, I can even take away the fundamental from the even, and I can boost up the odd. That might be actually good sound. There we go. I'm not much of a keyboardist. So it's basically just taking no data from the keyboard, and my keyboard's really cheap, so all it has is just either on or off. Volume. So I'm basically just doing like a line function just to kind of have a bit of a volume roll off. So how this works is the fundamental frequency, like just if that's basically just an oscillator. It ends up generating a little bit of harmonic data just because of the volume. I think like if I just ran it straight through, it would just have one frequency, but it's basically just the fundamental there, or like it's a sine wave oscillator. And then so the even harmonics, what I do is basically like what all this is I generate a sawtooth function, and then this is just normalizing it. And a sawtooth has every harmonic in it. It's the fundamental and all the even and odd harmonics. And then I also generate a square wave from this, just using this expression here. And the square waves have the fundamental and only odd harmonics. So then what I do to just get the even harmonics is I basically flip the square wave out of phase with the sawtooth and add them together, which ends up giving me only the even harmonics. So if you look here, the fundamental's pretty much gone. So those peaks in between those. So yeah. So then for the odd harmonics, that was a little bit trickier. Basically, so I take that sawtooth, or I take that square wave, which only has the fundamental and the odd harmonics, but I wanted to get rid of the fundamental too. So I tried to do the same thing. I basically tried to flip just the straight oscillator out of phase with the square wave, but it didn't quite work. It ended up attenuating the fundamental, but it didn't quite eliminate it. Like, it was still pretty prominent. So basically what I did is just have a rolling high pass filter, and if you look here, basically what it's doing is it does these calculations, and it basically finds a point right between the fundamental and the second harmonic, and then it just runs it through this massive bank of high pass filters, which I just now realized I didn't even bother to hook these ones up. So yeah, but I don't think it makes much of a difference. So that, like, it's still kind of there, but it pretty successfully attenuates. So if you look here, works a little better on the higher frequencies. But yeah, so I want to figure out how to just basically completely or almost completely eliminate it like I did with the even harmonic. But yeah, it's neat. Obviously, a better way to do this would to be just have like a giant bank of sine waves for every single harmonic, up to like however many you wanted, probably 15 or something. Which I'm probably going to end up doing and have like separate rolls off for each, because one thing I've noticed from looking at like actual strings on oscilloscopes or on spectrographs is that they tend to kind of start harmonically complex and degrade to just like the fundamental sine wave. So I think I'm going to try to do that, build like a giant bank of sine waves, and then have them each kind of degrade differently, like have the higher harmonics roll off faster. But yeah, I don't know. This is pretty interesting, to me at least, and I just wanted to kind of show off what I'm working on. All right.